So hi guys, welcome to Crazy Burger. So as you know, we are going to be getting home computers on the Evercade coming really soon with the C64 collection. Now we are also starting a brand new blue labelled box which is starting from number 1, meaning we are probably going to get other home computers and maybe other C64 collections on the Evercade. I also think we will potentially get A500 Mini games or Amiga games on the Evercade, considering that obviously the deal was done with Retro Games, who are the owners of the C64 Mini and the A500 Mini. So I think it's a very good potential we could see A500 Mini games on the Evercade. Now in this video I'm going to choose 12 games I think potentially we could see in an upcoming collection. Without further ado, let's get started. So guys, on the A500 Mini there was 25 games included. Now there were some decent ones there, but there wasn't a lot of great games. Some of these games we actually already have on the Evercade in obviously different versions, like Mega Drive, SNES for example. So I don't think we'll see them. For example, obviously we've got Speedball 2. Arguably the Amiga version is better, but not totally sure we will see the Amiga version anyway. Same goes for the Chaos engine and probably Zool and maybe a couple others there. But without further ado guys, here are the 12 games that I've chosen that I would like to see and potentially are good options for the Evercade. So guys, thought we'd start with a first person shooter. Given the fact that we really don't have any on the Evercade, this would be a great place to start. Could potentially be the first ever first person shooter on the Evercade. Let's hope so. It's actually not bad at all, albeit the screen is tiny, but it's very playable. It's a really decent game. So if we're getting Alien Breed 3D, I would also love to see Alien Breed 2D, which I actually prefer playing this game, funny enough. It's really addictive, very good. Obviously it's a rip-off of Aliens, but it's absolutely brilliant.
Player 1 requires first aid. Player 1 requires first aid. Player 1 requires first aid.
So we don't really have a lot of pool or snooker games on the Evercade, so this one I think would be a very welcome addition. It's good fun to play. Ideally it's probably better with a mouse, but you can play it pretty much fine with a D-pad as well. Okay, so this is All-Terrain Racing, or ATR for short. It's a top-down sort of racing game, and it's pretty addictive. I think this would be quite cool, but it is quite hard to play, and yeah, I apologise in advance for my terrible gameplay in this game. I crash quite a lot. Now, if we could get another football game, this would be a good place to start. Kickoff 2 was recognised as being one of the best football games on the Amiga, and a lot of people probably prefer this to Sensible Soccer. However, it is a lot harder to actually pick up, and it's definitely a lot harder to master, but it's still a very good game once you do actually master it. It's fantastic. Okay, this is Paradroid 90, which is a kind of a remake or sequel of sorts to the C64 classic. Now, arguably, I'd probably prefer the C64 game, but if we could get a version, this would be pretty good. It's quite complicated to get used to and figure out what you're supposed to be doing, but as a recognised classic from the Amiga and C64 days, if we can't get C64, then I would settle for this version. Okay, could we get the classic Pinball James? I know what you're thinking, do we need another pinball game? Apparently the answer is yes. Okay, this is Project X, which is a side-scrolling shoot 'em up Obviously not my favourite genre, but this one is actually pretty good and I actually quite enjoyed it, even though I'm pretty garbage at it. So apologies in advance for any poor gameplay. I did try my hardest to last as long as I possibly could and stay alive. I think I done okay.
Collect credits for bonus weapons. Select now. Power up. Collect credits for bonus weapons. Power up. Approaching asteroid belt. Collect credits for bonus weapons. Power up.
Okay guys, this is Quack from Team 17, which interestingly enough was probably one of my favourite games from the A500 Mini. It's a kind of a platformer puzzler, sort of. It's more like a collect 'em up where you collect all the items and get to the exit. As simple as that, but it's such a cute little game. Graphically it's really nice. I think this sort of thing would be fantastic on the Evercade or even on the handheld. I think it would be brilliant. Now this is another classic I would love to see, Stunt Car Racer. Also would like the C64 version, either or would be fine. This is a great fun little racer. So again we have Supercars II, which is another top-down driving game. It's obviously a little bit similar to all-terrain racing, but it's very addictive. Apologies for the gameplay, I'm really bad at trying to record and do this at the same time, absolutely impossible, but it's very addictive, it's really, really good. I'd love this style of game on a A500 Mini collection. I really quite like the C64 version of this as well, funny enough, so I would be happy with either. Okay, so last game on the collection, if we got this, would be Titus The Fox, which is not recognised as an Amiga classic. However, it is quite a playable game. It's not amazing, but I think there's a high possibility we could potentially see this on an Amiga collection if we got that on the Evercade. So guys, that are my 12 picks for Amiga games on the Evercade. Now obviously there's a few versions here that we won't probably get, like Worms. I don't think we need any more Worms. Zool, arguably the Mega Drive version we have is better than the Amiga version. Another World's a possibility, but it's a very tricky game. It's really hard to say which games we would pick. We obviously have versions of some of these games on Evercade already, so it's hard to say if we would then get the Amiga versions. I'm not sure it's worth doing, to be honest. There's obviously other games here that, like Dragon's Breath, probably not ideal for the Evercade given the fact you need a keyboard and mouse, for example. So obviously we could see other Amiga games that are not on the A500 Mini, but it's really hard to say which ones we could potentially see out of thousands and thousands of games. Guys, drop me some comments and let me know what you think. Do you think these would be the 12 games? What games would you actually choose from the A500 Mini collection? It's a tricky choice. Guys, thanks for watching the video. Please like, subscribe. Catch you in the next one. Bye for now.